I am super excited to announce the latest addition to our wealth building portfolio, Gain Therapeutics, ticker GANX. First, if you don't mind, smashing that like button, click and subscribe if you haven't. Also, turning on those post notifications, I'd greatly appreciate it. Now, we're going to talk about Parkinson's disease today, specifically patients with a more severe form of the disease with earlier onset, faster progression of the disease, and a higher rate of cognitive decline. Gain is developing an oral small molecule treatment for a genetically defined subpopulation of Parkinson's patients harboring a mutation of the GAB1 gene, the biggest genetic risk factor for development of Parkinson's. Current therapies only treat symptoms and are no therapies that can slow or stop neurodegenerative process that leads to disease progression, representing an area of very high unmet medical need. Now, a little background into Parkinson's. It affects about 10 million people worldwide, 1 million people in the US. Symptoms develop when dopamine levels in the brain drop below normal levels. Now, in terms of the mutation, it affects approximately 15% of patients, which is around 1.5 total. And again, it's more severe, like we mentioned, earlier onset, faster progression, cognitive decline, etc. Current therapies only treat symptoms. They do not affect underlying cause of the disease. There are no disease-modifying therapies for Parkinson's, and the estimated global peak sales is just shy of 1.5 billion. So a lot of opportunity just in this one aspect. Now, with the potential to address very large markets, Gain is focused on enzymes found in rare genetic diseases that share genetic profile with more prevalent indications in order to efficiently demonstrate proof of concept for its computational approach to drug discovery. So, like we mentioned, there are a lot of therapeutic areas that they could tap into. Parkinson's just happens to be leading in this case in terms of discovery, research, and preclinical. But take a look here at who the partners are, where the funding's coming from, where they want cures for. That is the Michael J. Fox Foundation, the Silverstein Foundation, University of Maryland School of Medicine. It's a lot of money here, and there's a lot of effort to, again, cure this disease. And again, that's a really nice non-dilutive aspect here that could apply to this business fundamentally. Now, again, like we mentioned, supported by the Michael J. Fox Foundation, Silverstein Foundation, and institutional investor David Einhorn from Greenlight Capital, who's also on the board of Michael J. Fox Foundation, owns just under 5%. The company has been strongly pursuing and has successfully raised non-dilutive money through grants and opportunity for additional non-dilutive funding through partnerships. So as it sits, they currently have enough cash for about 12 months of operation, which is Q3 of next year. Now, looking at David Einhorn, the founder and president of Greenlight Capital, the Forbes list has him as a billionaire, and his hedge fund has $7 billion in assets, posted a 15.4 net return since the inception, which is May of '96. This is very impressive here. He famously questioned Lehman Brothers books, argued the investment bank was being evasive about its risk. Again, he has a big reputation. Everyone knows who this guy is. And the fact that he owns around 5% is a great start. And then again, just looking at his fund, about 1.4 billion, it says here, March of 2023. Valuation right now is at Series B level. The closest competition has about $250 million in market cap, and Parkinson's opportunities around 5 billion plus. Now, the board and management, which we'll get to in a moment, very impressive. Over 42 drugs approved, 30 billion in transactional experience. That should speak for itself. And then the chairman here, the recent exits, Immunomedics, 22 billion, and Gentium, which again went from 25 million to sale for $1 billion. Very impressive people running the company, backing the company, funding the company. Let's get into it. So the upcoming program Milestones, I love this when the company outlines or maps out a plan, a timeline. It's really nice because it's like a checklist, right? We go the first half of 2023, check, that's what we want to accomplish, and we accomplish it. The second half. And then again, really where I think massive growth is going to come is going to be anywhere 8 to 12 months from now, really getting into mid 2024. That's where I'm most excited for. So taking a look here at the executives that run this company, just under 15 billion in transactions between these 6 individuals. Very, very impressive all across the board. I'm not going to spend too much time here. If you want to pause, if you want to take screenshots or look into this, I highly suggest you do so. The more you dig, the more impressive the company becomes. Again, just keep that on your radar. Now we want to look into other markets. We mentioned that the company is not just a Parkinson's company here. They're focused on multiple multi-billion dollar markets, Alzheimer's, dementia, idiopathic PD. There's a lot of areas in which they could tap into. Look at the sales here. Tens of billions of dollars plus in peak sales potential. And again, it's just endless when it comes to a fundamental standpoint. Take your screenshots, pause the video if you need. The more you look into it, the more impressive it becomes. Now, the board of directors here, just shy of 30 billion in transactions, even more impressive. Again, between these 8 individuals here, I'm not going to spend too much time, but Eric, which is an independent member, very impressive, just looking into his background. And again, Khalid Islam, the founder and chairman as well, very, very impressive just by those two. But again, all across the board, there's something to speak for in terms of transactions, experience, or again, offering something positive to the company. So definitely do your research, look into these individuals, where they come from, what their experience is, and I guarantee you'll be very pleased. Other approaches try to treat symptoms or one specific target. GAIN is targeting the protein at the start of the disease. The goal is to modify the disease entirely. No approach like that is available. Nobody has shown data GAIN has. Within 12 to 18 months, positive data in patients showing effect on disease, partnerships, or sale or a major pharma. Powerful and proprietary drug discovery platform involves AI can now screen 50 billion compounds in days. What used to take more than a century now takes a couple of days due to their algorithm and supercomputers. And again, you can look on their website for more details, but it opens up collaboration and development partnership opportunities. Now, looking at their platform, we mentioned a lot of this before. It's fast, powerful, and versatile. 4 to 6 weeks, accelerating drug discovery from 2 years to less than 3 months, a high hit rate, the ability to target 90% of proteins that are undruggable, and can be applied in all therapeutic areas across a broad range of protein modulations. Now, the last part, but certainly not least, is the institutional investors, right? We're seeing all across the board the biggest names in Wall Street, right? You have the Greenlight Capital, you got your Vanguards, Royal Bank of Canada, Rentec, Citadel, Blackrock, Raymond James, Dimensional Funds, Northern Trust. Everyone wants a piece of this, whether it's a small piece or a large piece. They're seeing value here. They don't get to being a multi-billion or in some case trillion fund by just throwing their money away. So to some extent, they're seeing value in the company. That is a good sign that you have the powerful funds on Wall Street going long here and want to see this thing succeed. Last, we're going to go into the charts. I know a lot of people love the technical breakdown here. On the weekly and really the monthly are my 2 favorite views. We did a fib retracement, all-time low to all-time high. The major points that I'm going to see going up is going to be right here at this line here, 430, 460, and then right at this top, 567. Now, in terms of a potential bearish scenario, right, we could see like a head and shoulders playing out here. It's not impossible. I think it's unlikely, but it's still not impossible. So I want to point it out. And we always like to have multiple scenarios. We never get married to one specific outcome here. And then when we get to 460, that'll be the monthly moving average at the 21, which I'll show you in a moment. And then the last is just, again, the major point of resistance, which we see struggle to close here, got severely rejected, and then it wicked above, got slammed all the way down to all-time lows. So definitely 560, and really we'll give that a dollar range between 670 and 570 is going to be that main range for it to really start to take off. But as you could see here, just looking at the chart, this was nearly an $18 stock. So at some point, we want it to, again, trade back in this upper range, right? There's been no trading activity here right from IPO. It's basically just, public went at 18, just got smacked all the way down. Okay, so that's definitely something that it hasn't traded at in a while, just in terms of upper range. It's been pretty much a straight line down, which again gives us a better value, better opportunity to buy and more return on investment. Why do people invest in biotechs? They don't buy them to trade them in a day or to make a penny up or down. They invest in them because they want a 20, 50, 100x potential. And especially with the board of directors and the people that own the company, fund the company, pushing for the company to do well, they have a ton of experience taking a business from 20 million and selling it for multi-billion dollars. So what we have here again, right, is a little hurdle to get above, right? I would say if we had to map out a range, right, we go to anywhere like 670 all the way right here. And we'll say that's like the main point of, resistance as to where we want to break out. Also, if it does end up curling and going, all the way back up, then again, it would negate that. So that would be an even better thing to see as it break through that first line of resistance and again, test this upper region here. Okay. So overall, looks great. Like I said, potential downside could be to 280 or possibly to that all-time low. I'm not saying it's going to, but it is potential for it to pull back to where it bounced previously if it breaks it down somewhere at that 255 range, 233. So I'm going to give anywhere between 30 to 70 cents downside. And again, a lot of potential to the upside, hundreds, if not thousands of percent potential to go up here. Okay. And really the sky is endless here. Okay, so that's just a quick update. Technically, I'm not going to spend too much time here. It's mainly just a chart that's trending down. You know my levels. You know what I'm focused on. Right here in this upper bracket is really where I wanted to finish and close above. Just in terms of any short-term momentum, I'd love it to be above 375. And then again, really 450, 460. I think that would really set the tone in a nice positive manner. So again, that is my perspective on ticker GANX, Gain Therapeutics. If you are an investor in biotechs, if you've been around them for a while, let me know what you think of this company in the section below. If you know anyone else that's a long-term investor or is deep in biotechs, please, I'd love to hear their opinions. Do your own research. Come back to me. If there's anything I missed, anything that I didn't point out or something that I don't, I would love to hear it from you guys. There's a lot of intelligent people here watching the videos, so even guys with more experience than me. So I really do appreciate their perspective. No matter who it is, have a fantastic night, guys. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.